November 1st, 2025. Hi, everybody. So I was like, do I spruce myself up a little bit and do a regular live? No, not this late in the day. I've been on the phone a lot, making some important phone calls. And in all honesty, I'm tired. So basically, I'm just going to say it right here. She's bringing me up a lot. I'm addressing Lizzo's latest live where she goes over my cyberbullying tactic and Are You a Bystander video. Hi, Mary Jean Doe. So I'm going to address that because, first of all, I didn't go over and watch Leanie's video. Okay, I heard she came back and did a little bit of one, but I don't even know what's going on. I was told, you're out walking your dog, Mary Jane Doe? Thank you for being here. I was told that Leanie left, drove a couple of states away and this kind of thing. So because I'm told this, I'm being accused, I'm literally being accused of being a stalker. She said it on her live. That's ridiculous. That's not stalking. So even though I may not get my facts right all the time, neither does she. Now, what I'm upset about, and I'm willing to do a live and pretty much address it to her, is there is no way in hell I am right. So there's no way in hell I am going to be blamed for Lizzo and Rose's back and forth for so-called 18 months. First of all, I don't think it's been 18 months. I think that's an exaggeration. Secondly, Rose was in her car, even if they were friends before that, and Rose was in her live. And that was a good year ago, not 18 months ago. And saying some things about Lizzo. I saw the live. It was like a 32-minute or 35-minute live. It is between them, absolutely, Mary Jane Doe. But I'm sticking up for myself. And I saw Rose saying some not very nice things about Lizzo. And then Lizzo, standing up for herself, defending herself or whatever. And then Beth hopped into the chat, and then Rose said something to her, and Beth is Lizzo's daughter because it was on her live. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. I was shocked. I didn't think it was a good thing at all. And from that day on, their fighting transpired. It went downhill from that day on because I've been watching Team Rose for close to 3 years now because I watched her before I was even on Dolly Vision's program and before I started my own channel. But there is no way that I'm at all culpable for the ongoing so-called fighting / wrath that they're doing to each other. Everybody on Lizzo's side, yeah, Mary Jane Doe. I know. I stay up on, not stay up, but I stay abreast of Lionel's videos, Rose's videos, and as of late, Lizzo's. But that's absolutely incorrect. And I didn't take notes. I did not take notes. Maybe I should have taken notes. The other thing is, if I choose to forgive someone, and Rose chooses to forgive me, and I mean wholeheartedly, it's nobody else's business. It doesn't mean, oh, now I'm a bully, okay? And it does not mean that I'm involved in these fights. It's my choice. It's what I want to do. and people are so upset that even still they're trying to get me involved. Hi, Kelly Brabant. They're still trying to get me to take sides and even get involved. When I do my programs on cyberbullying, that's for anybody that cares about it. That's for when I said you know who you are, I didn't say names. You guys know who you are, whether you're dishing it back in defense or you're just defending yourself. There's a difference between just defending yourself and cyberbullying back. There's a difference. And frankly, when Rose and I had our time back and forth, I was defending myself. I didn't call her names. I didn't say, "Oh, your kids don't love you." I didn't say anything. I defended myself, and there's a difference, and people need to realize that. So it gets a little old to see these comments. Oh, why does she agree with Rose? Why doesn't she see? Well, I disagree with that, Mary Jane Doe, because cyberbullying to me is lashing back, maybe with some defending. No, that's not true. My daughters aren't this. They love me, blah, blah, blah. They're not TRAFF, traffic, this and that, and the other thing. But the cyberbullying to me is saying that she's driving to different darn states and mailing those to herself. Or now the new thing is that Rose wrote her name on all these envelopes and mailed to someone to mail them from different states to her. I mean, do you guys not watch her videos? And actually you do. She doesn't have time. She's 63. She's not 53 or 43 or 33 or 23. You absolutely know someone, even if you don't know who it is, someone out there mailed her those. And it's somebody in cahoots with someone. And that's the other thing. Here's another false thing that was thrown out on Lizzo's. I didn't say Mississippi Talker is the one. I said it was someone down south. So, I'm being accused of not studying up and getting the right information. I'm sharing what I know. And if I don't know all of it, then I don't know all of it. But I'm not putting false stuff out there. Hi, Petty Betty. You thought it was Mission? Yeah, there is just no evidence, Mary Jane Doe, to know the truth, so people are guessing. Well, it's not even just guessing, Mary Jane Doe. Now I'm being kind of accused, or it's brought out there, of saying it's this Mississippi Talker. Okay, I have no clue. I have no clue who would want to do this, but I say down south because there's letters coming from Missouri, there's letters coming from Carolina, there's letters coming from Tennessee, and there's letters coming from Ohio, which isn't the South, and there's letters coming from somewhere else, and now I can't remember. But it's mostly the South. And I say it takes two and one to stop, because when it's between two people, if that one person stops, if the person thinks they're being bullied or even being used for content, if that person stops, like totally stops, and I mean stop, don't talk about it in emails, don't talk about it on your live, don't chat about it in Messenger and Discords, I mean just stop, then that person will go on to somebody else. So, so I thought it was mission for a while. Now I just think she's doing it to herself. No, you could not be more wrong. Okay, it's just ridiculous. And for someone out there to say that is her handwriting, that is her handwriting. Handwriting changes, especially as you're getting older. And that's another thing. Voices may not sound as high or even as loud when you're on someone's panel, like I was on Dolly Vision. Okay, I'm on a panel. It's very different when you have your own channel. And as far as being high, my voice is changing. It's changed since the medical things that I've been through in the last 5 years and with age. And it didn't change really in my 50s. I noticed it even on the phone, and I was having to clear my voice more and like this and this kind of thing. When I turned 60. So unless you're 60 yet, people don't have the right to judge about someone trying to make their voice higher. It's always been high. I know it sounds high. I mean, it sounds high. And when I was younger, like in my 20s and 30s and even 40s, it kind of sounded like Marilyn Monroe. That kind of high, kind of whatever. It doesn't anymore. And I even sing high. So, you know, people are just reaching for straws to find fault with me, and I don't care. Like, I don't care. People are going to think I care because I'm doing a live. No, I'm simply saying that I don't want to be part of this, and by saying with Rose, everyone needs to just stop. Well, why don't you other people try it first again? Just try it first again. And if Rose isn't believing that it's going to stop and she continues to post things, let her. Like, let her. And then she'll realize, oh my gosh, there isn't an email from Rose, or there isn't, Lizzo, or, a comment made by someone else in Lionel's chat or whatever, and it will fade out. But like I said before, somebody took the coconut husk, made a little fire, and then all these people got involved, and they're the kindling. And now you've got pretty much a bonfire at this point. And it's whatever. I don't lose any sleep over it. I don't, because I'm not involved and I don't have to be. But you guys want to say I'm defending Rose. I have on a couple of my videos, but that's not what the whole thing is about. It's about teaching the tactics. It's about explaining that there are bystanders to this bystanders to this cyberbullying. I'm peeking at chat while I'm reading this. Yeah. I meant when people are willing to say things as themselves, I don't see the need for the sock accounts. I think that's childish. I agree. It's dangerous reading emails from complete strangers, says Mary Jane Doe. I'd be too scared to do that. I would erase it on the spot. Okay, now Lizzo's here. I will say this and leave. I went into her chat and came to an agreement with her. I apologized and she agreed to stop. Next day she did a video on me. I've never emailed her either. Well, that's the thing. I told her at first, Lizzo, months ago, I said that when I was in her chat, that was 5 months ago or whenever the heck it was. I said, I don't think that's Lizzo. I don't think that's Lizzo. Now, if it really does work when you have wrenches and people can't clone you anymore, but I'm pretty sure you were cloned in my chat once, Lizzo, and so is Lulu a while back. But if I'm wrong or that's changed, then maybe Rose, well, she probably doesn't want to make you a mod, but that would be a way to find out if other people are trying to come in as you. And it happens all the time. Okay, so anyway, if she did do a video on you the next day, or even if she mentioned your name, then that's what Rose did. I don't know. I can't go back and look. Half of them are taken down. Now they're all gone. And that's the other thing. I don't delete my videos. I don't. I don't delete my videos. And for people to say, oh, we kept telling her when she was fighting with Rose to delete her videos, that's not even true. That came on later on. And I don't have to delete my content just because it upsets a few people out there. A few people. A few people on Rose's side and a few people on mine. The same reason she doesn't have to delete her stuff. Now, if that's an agreement that you, Lizzo, have with Rose, then on the things that you've said to each other, because it's blown up to be like this, you both probably should delete it. But I think a lot of her videos, I think Lizzo, are all gone on that one channel because either she took them down or her channel was taken down. I'm not really sure. I haven't asked. It's not, my business. It's gone real life, you guys. She knows when it's me, her mods tell her. Well, I don't know. I don't know if she's not listening to her mods. I don't know. I don't, or she listens to them, but not all the time. Yeah, I just don't know. And look, I don't want to fight with you, Lizzo. When you sent me 2 different messages in Messenger, or was it one in Messenger and one in a chat? I'm not sure. I can't remember the details, but you said I will step away if this is like not infringing, but causing you whatever, drama or trauma with Rose or with other people. I told you I wanted to stay your friend. But now at this point, after listening to some of your videos, before we even went our separate ways, they weren't horribly mean or anything, but we have gone our separate ways. And because I want to stay friends with Rose, and I've forgiven her for the bullying that she did to me, and she believes I bullied her and did wrong things because I shared her messages. I've stated why I went first, and I stated why for 36 minutes I was trying to get through to her, and I kept sending her even voice messages on Messenger, and saying she was going to go live about me kept coming. It wasn't one little remark, and we could have just slept on it. No. Did I do the right thing? Probably not, because it really opened up a can of worms for her and I. But we're good, and like I've told her, no matter what is said about me out there, whatever is said about her, I'm not part of that. I'm not part of that negativity. I'm just not, and I don't have to be. And I'm actually being wise about it because my health is at stake. Your health is at stake, Lizzo. And as you get older, these heart things and stroke things can become more not rampant, but you know, with getting older, with age. You know, this is why so many people, they're fine their whole life and then boom, they have cancer when they're older. Now, of course, you know, children get cancer and people even younger, you know, get breast cancers and things these days, but, and even colon cancers. I guess the age now is, instead of 50 to get a colonoscopy, I think it's 46. And I learned that, you know, when my son had his. And thankfully, the results of that were just fine. Thank God. But I'm not here to argue with Peggy. I'm not here to argue with Lizzo. I'm not here to argue with people on Lionel's. Okay? Um, Rose said a little while back, you know, she's okay with me going on over to Lionel's and saying hello. She did say that. She may not remember. But first of all, I'm just asleep or gone when he goes live because of the time difference. But I don't know. I don't know if how attacked I would get by people who are against Rose in Lionel's chat. And I can handle that. I can handle that. I really can. Because I've been through all this before. I'm just a little older. I feel a little weaker. I get a little more tired easier. But I'm the same person and I can handle that. So, yeah, I don't really have much more to say, I don't believe, about what I saw. But I will say this, Leanie and I were pretty close, and I felt we would always be friends. But what took the cake for me was when I didn't even have a panel. I don't even do StreamYard anymore. If she ever watched me, or even one person in her chat, they would see that for months I don't do it. You know, I was porn bombed and backstage my last 2 lives, and I just kind of had enough with it. And so for her to scream it, not just say, oh, she's being a pussy. She yelled it like she was angry, called me pussy twice. And then I had the gonads to go up on her panel and face her. There aren't many people that would do that, and I did handle myself with class. But I didn't appreciate her putting me through the ringer. You know, do you get paid? Do you this? Do you that? Get paid for what? Get paid for frickin' what? I don't care what you were implying, although I thought it was trolling. Whatever it's getting paid for. No, I'm not even monetized. All you people out there that are monetized, you get paid. I don't know how much. Apparently Lionel says, you know, he's expecting to get more in November. And that's good and that's wonderful. But no, and I don't put my wish list up for Christmas, okay? That is grifting, if you ask me. And I don't put it up for birthdays. Oh, I have money and I have, you know, a boyfriend that buys me any little thing I want, but here, pay for my daughter's Christmas gifts. Are you kidding me? I cannot believe the selfishness, because there are people out there that don't have much. Okay? The only reason I can buy litter, and this isn't grifting, this is facts. The only reason I can buy litter is I get my Social Security, and it's not very much. And that started when I turned 62 and I applied for it. I didn't wait till I was 65 and could get a couple extra $100 a month for the rest of my life. I couldn't. Okay? I don't have, I'm just stating facts. Okay? My ex-husband will, send me 50 when we're low on food or whatever. But in 5 years, he's done that about 3 times. 3 times in 5 years. And once he sent 70 for a helmet for my son. And that's about how much it cost because it was a nice one. So I don't get money. I don't get alimony money. I don't get child support even before my son was 18. When we got our divorce, it was solely to share our son. Okay, so and I was a stay-at-home mom for that time. I didn't have a chance to save money because I thought we were going to get divorced a second time. No, I didn't think that would happen, especially when you have children with someone. So, that really irritates me when I'm called a grifter because I'm the farthest from it. Okay? I've had people tell me I should put a wish list up for Christmas. Maybe I should. My mom's passed away now. She used to send me $200 for Christmas. But you guys, I'm not going to. I'm going to take about 50 out of my measly 216 that I get per month, but I pay for my daughter's phone until she's able to pay for it herself, and that's 30, and that leaves me with 186, I believe. So, we do what we can, and we're okay. As long as we have a nice meal, like other people have, on the holidays. But it's just irritating me the way people want more and more and more, when frankly, they have enough. And you know who you are that is grifting all the time. Okay, if Dolly Vision wants to put up links for a lawyer in the past, I don't even know if that's still up in case he ever wants one. Okay, that's a different story. And I understand he needs gas money and hotels cost money. To me, that's not grifting. But in all honesty, anybody that puts up a wish list when they're making money and they're doing more than surviving and they own their own little house and they don't have to pay rent, or they're living with their mother in the past, and you guys know who I'm talking about, and I don't know how much rent she had to pay. I struggle. Okay? Possibly Sierra struggles. I'm not really sure. Okay? But if you're on food stamps, you're flipping struggling. And I've never gotten child support from even Shaylin's father. So don't ever, anybody, call me a fucking grifter. Ever. Yes. I struggle and work, says Sierra. I'm reading the chat, or I'm trying to catch up on it. Okay, you're saying that I said, Lizzo, that I agreed with her about you emailing her. Well, I thought you did. Not all of them, like in the beginning, but the ones at the end where you're so clearly bringing up the things that she said about your granddaughters and calling you, fat and all these things. You're telling me you've never, ever, ever emailed her, because a lot of them don't sound like you, but some of them do. So, I mean, if I said that, it's because I believed it too. And if you've never sent her an email, then I'm sorry. You clearly state, I support my friend Rose. You aren't saying, I support my friend who supported me. It should be enough, Lizzo, that you know by me saying, even though I'm friends with Rose, I wanted to be friends with you. Or I would have just said in Messenger and in chat, yeah, let's just go our own separate ways. You don't like Rose, so I can't be friends with you. But I know now how you really feel about me. You know? Relentless is here. Beautiful PCT. Thank you, hon. You're always very sweet. Okay, and so you've chosen to go your own way, yet you made reference to Leanie when she was vulnerable and upset about her sister. Vulnerable and upset. Vulnerable and upset? How am I supposed to know if she's vulnerable and upset about her sister if I don't watch her programs? Hi, Sherry. Slip me your digits, mammy. What? By Mosh Weber. Talk your stuff, sis. Mary Jane, that's the reason. Channel's all about positivity, adventure, keeping it real, says Sherry. Yeah, go ahead, ladies. Wild Angel and Sierra. And I think Mary Jane Doe, you have a channel too. And put your links in. It's easy to get wrapped up in the drama. It doesn't matter what other people, it's none of their business. Mary, Janelle have so much drama in life. There's no way I could stand on YouTube. What? The overconsumption these days makes me sick. Yeah. I saw you type that in Lionel's, Mary Jane Doe. Never ever, says Lizzo. I don't blame a proton mail. That's an American mail carrier. Oh, I don't have a proton mail. I never said that you sent them. I have never said one time that you sent them. Okay? It's someone in the States. It's someone in cahoots with someone else because the writing of her name is all the same. Lizzo sounds like you made up your mind, in my opinion, says Sierra. Well, you knew she had driven 2 states when she ran. Yeah, somebody told me that. She drove a couple of states away. And what she did after that, I don't know. Okay, I don't know what's going on in her life. We hadn't even been on Messenger, her and I, since she just dropped out of my channel. And then said, if I care enough to know, I can go to Messenger and ask. Okay, to me that just seemed odd. The whole thing was odd. You know, and I've never had one bad thing to say about Lainey. And before I went up and during her live and even after, she's like, and I'm going to say it again like she did, girl, if you people knew, talking to everyone that watches her show in her chat, if you knew what I had on Tina, like she's got something to hide that I did, something she can use against me. What? Like, I was practically begging her to say it on her live and she wouldn't. Okay, so she doesn't want to lower herself to what I've done, which is share messages in the past, of Rose, and she doesn't want to lower herself to other people who have shared messages. But she'll lower herself to really trying to get people to think that I'm some horrible / lousy / lying / what, devious, evil person, which frankly is just is as bad. To me, it's just as bad, especially when I'm like, do it, play it, say it, anything. I mean, my God. I mean, I didn't hurt anybody in the past, and I've openly spoken about, CPS 14 years ago. I mean, that whole thing, and I did get my daughter back in 3 months, which frankly is pretty much unheard of anywhere. Most people have to keep taking their therapy, outpatient classes and whatnot for a year. No, they let me stop. Yeah, don't talk about it, be about it. Thank you, Sierra. Jesus. So, am I hurt by Leanie? You're damn right I am. Because I could tell her anything. And I did. And now she's holding that like on Survivor, and I don't care. I'm like correlating things in my mind right now, like a huge ass bucket of water above my head that she's just wanting to take the chain and yank it down on me. Well, fucking do it then. I mean, I just, really. Go ahead. Use it as content. I don't give a shit. I'm dying to know what she has against me. Okay, did I tell her a personal thing about my life that happened? That did happen 2 years ago? Yeah, I did. And that's why I brought up and I said, just say it. Just say it. It's what people think anyway. And she goes, no, it's not about a man. Has nothing to do with a man. Well, what the fuck is it? I mean, I literally don't know. But she's got my interest perked. So this is the thing. People know by hearing my voice that she doesn't have jack squat against me. Because why would I say it? Play it. But she wants to come across as this nice person to her channel and the world, I guess, and say, but I don't lower myself to her standards and Rose's standards and other people's standards. Yeah, she does. By insinuating, implying, pushing, negating, striving for me, what? For what? Someone in Discord to say, oh, come on, let me hear it. What do you got on PCT? Or what do you got on Paper Cut Tina? Or what do you got on BREWED AWAKENIng? I mean, that's the thing. She knows that she's stoking the fire / the interest / fire of people who already don't like me and don't trust me. She knows she is. So how can I ever be her friend again? And if Maggie wants to stay friends from the UK with her, which apparently she does, and she thinks all of that is okay, then that is her choice. And I don't hold it against her. I don't. Am I surprised? Yes. Okay. Am I surprised that every message that she and I have written, at least this year, to each other, she erased? Or deleted, or erased, or the same difference? I was shocked to see that, because that tells me She doesn't trust me. And she thinks there's somewhere in her mind I'm going to share her messages. What? When maybe she said, maybe, I don't know, I can't remember them. God forbid she said one little negative thing about Leanie, or someone in Leanie's chat, or someone in my chat. I don't even know what she said, but why delete everything? A voice message. I'm just like, oh well. You know, and I really, really like her. She is a really nice person. And it's not because she sent me a suitcase to go down south with cute little turtle things that you put, you know, your address in. It's not because she sent me 3 tumblers, you know, not just me with turtles on it, one for my son and my daughter. It's not because she sent me a cute little black purse, the kind where you put your cards in one part and it goes over your shoulder and it can hang so you don't feel like you're going to get robbed or something. You know? My daughter uses that now because when she rides her e-scooter, it's just on her safe. You know? And it's not because she sent me cute little tub of whatever the heck it is, catnip for my kitties, and all the many other things she sent me. She sent me little eyedropper things so I could feed the kittens better when they were growing. You know, I'm trying to remember all the things, but that's not why I loved her. And the weirdest thing is she just sent me pictures of her trip to Spain or wherever she went. Like a week before all this shit that frankly Leanie started. Okay, all I said was fuck it if she doesn't want to come to my channel. Leanie started this fight between her and me because she was bitching about me and being a pussy because I didn't want to come up on panel and talk about it. First of all, I was smart to watch her program all the way up to where she was ending her live, and I knew I needed to defend myself, and I said, let me up, and thankfully she did. But if I hadn't listened to the griping and her defending every little word I said and saying I was wrong and that's not what she meant and her sarcasm this and that's not how it should have been and blah, 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 I wouldn't have any context or even idea how fucking furious she was with me. Okay, there's no other way to put it. I've never seen that side of her. And that's why I was brutally honest and said she's changed since she you know, got her channel and got kind of popular and everything with it. Let me tell you something. When I started my channel, I didn't have 1,000. I didn't have 2,000, okay? I didn't even have 100. I had 82 people. So if people came to my channel, it's because they liked me and they liked my transparency and they cared what I had to say. And they liked the way I covered true crime. It wasn't off of the turtles' backs, okay, or Dolly Vision's channel. I had 82 people. Sierra said she had 60, okay? So just remember that, folks. I've done pretty well for myself. But I deserved it because I did lives every single night the first year. I hardly missed a night. And my programs were longer and I did StreamYard. Okay, I'm a different person these days. I'm not going to fight with people. but I've been wanting to say how I feel about Leanie for a few weeks now, and that's why I feel the way I do. Okay? I mean, I never, even when she would tell me to be quiet and get all facetious and sarcastic with me, I knew it was just sort of bantering and her just being funny and whatever. Okay, never ever did I expect this from Leanie. I mean, cripes, I'm surprised I'm not being looped into, I just thought of this. I'm kind of surprised because I'm friends with Rose, but actually it's because I don't even know DOT underscore. I don't really know her. She's been in my chat a few times. I've seen her over on Rose's chat quite a bit in the past. You know, and this kind of thing. But other people know her. If I kind of knew her, oh my God, I'd be being blamed, probably, maybe not, probably, for what she felt like she wanted to do to herself. Whether she had feelings and was going to act on them, or if it was playing around, not playing around, but kind of an act with SUICIDE ideation, or whatever, okay? It's not up to me to call it. I'm not calling it. I think if somebody's on StreamYard, it's some kind of call for help. If it was all planned, I don't know, and I'm not going to say. But, you know, she feels she was treated horribly. That's up to her to decide. Why is she hopping right back into people's chats? I don't understand it, except that people ever since the C disease have been pretty lonely, and they have found the internet, and they have found friends, and they don't want to lose those friends. But the internet is weird. It's just plain weird. And ever since I saw Maggie's things deleted, have I written one little thing like, oh, this is what you're going to do? Or, oh my gosh, I can't believe this, blah, blah, blah. No, I'm just letting it be. I'm letting her go. Okay? She obviously feels that I've done wrong, and that's her opinion. But I'm not going to fight for frickin' friendships. I'm not. I have fought enough in my life. I've fought for my marriages to work. I never ever thought I'd be 63 and be alone. Never. I mean, I have my kids, but they're not going to be here forever. And so people don't have to believe anything I say. Yeah, for me, Mary Jane Doe, it took growing up and getting older, and frankly, not drinking, because the drinking did, not in the beginning, I didn't feel all depressed the next day, but in my 40s, if I had drinks, like a few beers, at a club or an Irish thing, or anything, even a small amount, I felt depressed the next day. And that's not how it was when I drank in my 20s, or even 30s. And I didn't drink every day. I did not. I couldn't afford it. I didn't want it. But it was close to almost every weekend. And especially when you work in restaurants and you all go out with each other on when you have time off. So that's the other thing. When I said somebody stopped smoking cigarettes, I wasn't referring to Leanie. I was referring, Lizzo, to Rose. She stopped. And when you say she never said stop, just stop, she did a whole 5 or 6 minute live on it, not a short. Because otherwise, I never would have said that on my live. She has said just stop. Now, if you were to stop and the other trolls, would she stop? I don't honestly know, you guys. Okay? I don't know. I just don't know. I'd like to think she would stop, but I don't know. And the way people keep going at all of this stuff, and now it's like become real life, or it has been for Rose now for the last few months. I mean, and then I don't know if Peggy's being impersonated or what, but that was really alarming, you guys. When Rose showed on her live, Peggy kept saying, "Someone's in your town watching you." She has a wig. She also has black hair. She's the one that picked the lock on your barn. Okay. And then saying that this woman's name is Tiffany. To me, all right, I'm just going to say this, and Rose won't agree with me on this, but I don't think any of it's true. And I'll tell you why. This person is repeating and repeating scary different scenarios. You're being watched at the store, Rose, all of this stuff. It's obvious they're just trying to scare Rose. Okay, that's my feeling about it. I just gotta say it, Rose. If you really feel that this woman is the one that picked your lock or whatever at the barn, and you really believe she has a whole lock picking set, or what was the other thing? I looked at it last night, your last live before I went to bed. Then you're going to believe it and you're going to be frightened. By reading them out loud, if I got things like that, I wouldn't read them out loud, because that's going to make this Peggy, or this person impersonating Peggy, or whoever it is, say more and more and more things and try to frighten you all the more, because she's getting, or he, if it's a he, is getting the attention he or she wants. If I got things like that in a chat or in an email or anything, I would just get a folder and I would, take my pictures or get my screenshots and get copies made or whatever. And I would gather the evidence, and I would go to the cops in this town, and I would say, this is what's been going on for months. What can be done about it? Can I get an investigator for free? Do I have can I get a victim advocate person to work for me? Whatever. I wouldn't just pile up things and then keep showing it and giving that person the letting them know you're upset, B, showing it to basically the world, because that's what they want, and C, giving them the satisfaction of caring, or showing an emotion of any kind, whether it's, oh my God, look at this, or holy shit, or God, that's scary, or anything, because real life is real life, you know? And it actually happened. I'm going to tell this story in the best way I can remember. Somebody that lived in the area of Seattle, a woman, um, I believe she was, I think she was married or had a boyfriend. She had a podcast. You guys can look it up. And just a couple years ago, I can't remember names, but this person that really liked her in the beginning, liked what she was sharing about, which I can't remember for the life of me, so I'm not going to make anything up. Um, it got to the point where they befriended him. They might have even have met him. I'm not quite sure, but the point is, I don't know if it was months or a year or 2 years or what later, but he got so upset with them, he broke into their nice house, and it wasn't in the country, it was near other houses. When I believe she was there alone and he found that out, I can't remember how, he stabbed her to death, you guys. Okay, so this can turn into some serious stuff. So, I guess I just want to say this, even though it's off topic, because I'm feeling kind of a little bit not foolish, but um, when I say I never thought I'd be alone at 63, I could have a boyfriend, I could try to meet someone at a park or however people meet these days when they don't go to bars. Um, what I mean is that I'm surprised I'm not either married to Joe still or at least Shaylin's father, because I had her when I was 41. So to all the people that think they have their life completely figured out at the age of 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, all the way up to 50, I'm here to say, no, you don't. Because anything can happen at any time. And yeah, I'm proof of it. So thank you to the 30 something that were here in the, well, the next survivor we're watching, because you're not in the bushes and I explain things and some people don't like it. Hippos apparently in a part of Africa, I think it's pronounced Gubo, Gubo, or it could be Guba, but I think it's Gubo, in Africa. The hippos wave surf. They do. They like body surf. These, and they're not just the little babies. They're big hippos. I saw it on the the showing highlights of the new season to come in Africa. So that's where we're at. And that's where, instead of being in the bushes, you guys are in the ocean of Africa, whichever ocean it is over there, I just don't know. Body surfing with the hippos. It's so cute. Think about it. So I'm going to go. I'm going to watch Survivor and make dinner and do what I need to do. The next 2 days are pretty busy for me. And maybe I'll be able to get in a live going. Surfing with hippos. Cool, says Lloyd Boston. Yeah. I mean, and Jeff Probst said it's the only place in the world they do that. And I think it's episode 16. We're watching it on this Netflixor. It's kind of like not Netflix. What am I saying? Oh, whatever that is, where you can go see movies. I'm peeking at the chat. So I know this Alora Dana is Dot, because I heard that on Roses, and she says, you tell everyone to stop bullying each other and move on, but here you are talking about someone you've had a falling out with, but obviously you haven't moved on. Alora, Dot, that is because Lizzo said I was stalking her just because I heard she drove 2 hours away when she was upset, and I'm addressing it. So you can try to pull me into this stuff. It isn't going to work. Okay? These trolls watch everything and then impersonate people. I truly think that all sock accounts and clones and trolls should be blocked. Yeah. PCT, you might need a folder on you know who. I'm not sure who you mean. You can let me know in Messenger. But thanks to everyone being here. Hit the like and subscribe to me if you're willing to. I've gotten some more subs the last couple of days, and I really appreciate it. Hi, ADHD, and any other name that I've missed. I'm going to go now and hopefully talk to you tomorrow. Try to look at the glass half full, like I try to every day, not half empty. And try to put yourself in that person's shoes that's being bullied or cyberbullied. And there is a difference between defending yourself or lashing back and calling names and making threats. That's bullying, and that's cyberbullying. Thank you.